Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me here again on the MV Sagamore. This is my second episode, and hopefully, I can incorporate some things that I've learned since my first video. So, I already gave you a grand tour, very exciting grand tour of the room. And before we jump into this week's weekly lottery ticket, I'm just going to show an additional detail regarding my rack. Someone was curious, how I stay put while sleeping when the ship is rocking and rolling. And if you look right here, there's a ledge right here that keeps me from rolling out of my bed. On some ships, we actually have straps that keep us secured when the ship is really rocking and rolling. And you definitely don't want to fall out of bed when the ship is rocking and rolling because, the deck's really hard, the ship's made of steel. It's going to hurt. So you definitely want to stay put when you're sleeping. You definitely don't want that being disturbed. And I also remember reading in a book called the Giant Book of Useless Information that you actually have a 1 in 2 million chance of dying if you fall out of bed while sleeping. And those were statistics back in 2006. I don't know how updated or accurate they are now, but they probably increase if you're on a ship, and particularly if you're in a high bunk like I was going through school. If you fall out while the ship's rocking and rolling and you hit that steel hard, boy, you're gonna feel it. So I think without further ado, let's check out our next ticket and see if we win any money. And you can see my TV with my controller and Nintendo Switch set up there. So yes, I do play Nintendo Switch when we're out at sea. Let me adjust the camera here. Hopefully I do this right. Try and get a better view of the ticket this time. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Well, I got my Grod's coin to have the honors of scratching the ticket. This is ticket number 28, so moving right down the line. We weren't successful with ticket 29, but we got 11 more tickets, 11 more weeks to go, so let's see what we can do. Again, we start out with the bonuses, so let's give it a try. Let's see. Alright, so we didn't get any luck with the bonuses, and you rarely do, but on this one particular game I did win on the $100 bonus a couple weeks ago, so they are out there, but they're very rare. So let's go ahead and scratch the winning numbers. Let's see what we get here. Alright. So just a quick story about these lottery tickets. I was in Connecticut visiting my parents, and they came out with a new $30 game, so I bought one week, and I won on it. And it was a $30 winner, and I only remember it because a few weeks later I bought the same game at a different location, and it was another winner. And what made it interesting about the winner was that it was in the exact same location as the $30 winner on the playing field, but it was also the same number, the same matching number that I won on. And that ticket was a much better win. It was a $500 winner. And I just thought that was an amazing coincidence that I won on the same ticket, same game, tickets from different locations with the same location in here, but also with the same matching number. So I thought that was really interesting. So let's see if we get lucky tonight. Again, the top prize is $5 million, and from when I last checked it, there were 5 of them out there. And I'm not even sure what I would do with that amount of money. I mean, I'm sure I'd enjoy spending it, but I'd probably donate some of it to, or give a lot of it to other family and friends. And I think I would take the annuity prize because, hey, we got a winner. Ching, as Grods would do. So let's not waste any time. Let's see what we got here. $20 ticket or win on a $30 ticket, which means there's another number out there. We just got to find it. And let's hope it's not a break-even prize. Maybe it'll be double that. So let's just keep going and see what we get. But yeah, I would probably take the annuity prize. That way I don't spend it all in one place and go broke like I've heard some other big lottery winners ending up doing. They blow all their winnings in under a year and then they go broke or even bankrupt. You don't want to do that. If you have money coming in every year, then you're pretty much set. And this is paid over 30 years. And they take the lump sum. They take a lot out of it before you even get the prize. Oh, there's the other number. So let's check it out and see what it is. $30 winner. So we're up to $50. We're making some profit here. All right. Well, let's double that. Let's see if there are more winning numbers to make this a $100 winner. But yeah, if you take the lump sum prize, you're knocking your prize down to $3 million. You're literally throwing $2 million out the window. And that's a lot of money. You know, and you're also entering a higher tax bracket by doing that. So you're going to be paying a lot in taxes, which will probably knock your price down even further, probably to around like $2 million. So you definitely want to do the annuity, in my opinion, because it keeps you out of those higher tax brackets. And let's be fair, let's be honest. Taxes are going up every year, so you definitely want to try and be smart with your money. And I haven't done the math in my head, but $5 million over 30 years, you know, you'll be set for life at this point. So let's see here. Nothing more yet. Well, we still have 10 numbers to go. Let's see what we get. 17. We got 7, 27, 37, and 67. See what I mean about teasing numbers? But we did win on 7, so I guess it's fair. Nope. But yeah, some of the things that I learned about from my first video is definitely use some editing software to reduce the file size, because when I was trying to upload to YouTube, it would have taken over a week just to upload my last video. And because my ship internet is very, very slow. So by using some editing software, I was able to reduce the size of the video without really sacrificing quality. And I was able to get it uploaded much quicker. And I'm trying to learn additional features with the software editing so I can try and make my videos a little bit more interesting if possible. 49, nope. Let's see, 26, nope. Well, it's time for the clutch corner. So let's see. What's our prize look like? Looks like 500, but I know there are no prize tiers of 550, so this is likely not going to be a match. And sure enough, it wasn't. But that's all right. Hey, $50, I'll take it. That's a good win. So we're bouncing back. All right, I'll clean my table later, but let's see if we can go ahead and make use of my editing software. So let's see if I can do this correctly now. All right, so another thing that I learned with my video editing is to make sure that the microphone is actually facing me when I talk. I made that error last time I was recording, and that's why the volume was a little bit low in my previous episode. But I wrote down some topics to discuss, and I'll try and keep it short and sweet and interesting for you. So we'll see how much we get through. And I could talk for hours, like literally, because I write a lot when I write home in emails, because sometimes the ship internet is only good for ship emails. And I write novels because I love to read and write, and I could be here for hours, like I said, but I don't want to tell everything in one episode. I want to try and stretch it out over multiple episodes just to keep things interesting and streamlined. So I don't know if you can see, but I was wearing my Batman shirt for work today. And I think it was a sign because as I'm going through the rag bin down in the machine shop, I find this. And I just had to keep it. What a coincidence, right? We find a Batman rag while wearing a Batman shirt. So, and that's not the first time I found an interesting find in a rag bin on a ship. I actually once found a Walmart vest, one of those blue Walmart vests in a rag bin. And I did keep it because I did work at Walmart for a number of summers and winters in between college semesters. And I'm still really good friends with at least two workers there that I've met and worked with. And definitely shout outs to them. If they're watching, they know who they are. And so let's see. Now, I am a sailor, which means, yes, absolutely, I do talk like a sailor. But I am keeping these videos family friendly. Because I had learned about that while watching another YouTuber who plays old classic video games and speed runs them, which is really impressive. I love speed running or watching speed running games on YouTube. And I think the YouTuber was named Darbian, but he said that he talks like a trucker and just has the worst language in the world. But he doesn't have that language in his videos, which I thought was really respectable. So I want to try and follow that example. But it just reminds me of a time I was on one ship and I was talking with the second assistant engineer, and he was going over a drawing with me, and he was going over it, and he gets to this valve, and it's labeled PBR, and he asks me, "What does this mean?" And I think the answer he was looking for was pressure bypass regulator. But like a fool, I turn to him and say, "I think that means Pabst Blue Ribbon." And he just shoots daggers at me with his eyes, and he just gives me a cold stare and is like, "Well, I could have told you that." And the explicitives come that are not repeatable here. But I thought that was just funny. But when it comes to driving, and if I hit my head or my hand on something in the engine room, yeah, you're in for a shock if you're around and you hear me scream. But yeah, mostly when I'm driving, especially through New York and New Jersey, and sometimes Virginia, the traffic can be pretty horrendous. So just watch out for that. Know that about me. But I'm going to keep these videos family friendly for you guys. And I remember a whole lot of experiences when I was doing my summer and winter sea terms at school, both at Mass Maritime and SUNY Maritime, which is where I went to school. And I remember the winter sea term. We actually went to Fort Lauderdale. That was my very first port on a major ship going out at sea for the very first time in my shipping career. And it's January, and there's a huge blizzard in the Northeast up in Connecticut. My parents are telling me they have like 2 feet of snow, and here I am swimming in the ocean on the sunny beaches of Fort Lauderdale. It was a lot of fun. But that fun turned to stress because it was also the first time that I had a cell phone. And I'd gotten it for Christmas, and my parents got it for me. I was very grateful because for I think like 3 years I had been begging them for one. And I finally got one, and I went around with friends along the beach and to some certain restaurants, and we were on our way back to the ship. And I get on the ship, and I pull out my phone to set my alarm so I can wake up for tomorrow's Day of Liberty, and I can't find my phone. Where did it go? Uh-oh. I started panicking. I started retracing my steps, and then I was like, oh no, I must have left it in the cab that we took back to the ship. And fortunately, another shipmate had gotten that cab driver's card, and he let me borrow his phone, and I called him right away, and I told him, hey, can you just check the back seat or the front seat, or just check the car for this cell phone, it looks like this. And sure enough, he found it. So I was like, oh, what a relief. And I asked him, I'm going to be at this location tomorrow, can you just drive and meet me there? I'll pay whatever fare it costs to get it back. Because I thought my parents were going to flip out or chew me out if I told them, hey, I lost my phone that you just got for me this past Christmas. So I was like panicking all night. I didn't sleep. And then I finally got up and got ready to go up for Liberty. And I went with my friends. We went to the beach again. And I went to the location to get my phone. And as soon as I got it, I was just awash with relief. So that's one experience with my summer sea term. But also, as an engineer training on a training ship, we had a chief engineer who told us that if we had time to relax on this cruise or to go to the student lounge or to play games or whatever, we could better spend that time down in the engine room studying and learning and understanding the job. So we had no free time. The engineers, at least, had no free time. But the mates, they had free time and they loved to sunbathe on the better days while the other engineers were all in our boiler suits out on deck in the hot sun doing training, survival at sea training and all that. And we see them sunbathing, and it was a big kick in the neck seeing that. But it just remembers that one time that I actually got free time, and this was during a class, and the weather was really bad. I mean, it was still sunny out, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, but the waves were really rough. So the ship was rocking back and forth like crazy, and the swaying back and forth actually doesn't bother me so much, but it's the pitch when it goes bow to stern, up and down. That will mess me up. But we were in class, and class had just started for about 3 minutes when all of a sudden, to my right, there was another student, another classmate, shipmate, who just emptied all his lunch onto the deck. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome, and he was out of it. Like, even after he did it, he couldn't move. He was so nauseous, and a lot of us were. In fact, a lot of us were just trying to hold on to the desk as the ship was moving back and forth, and that was pretty rough. But as soon as it happened, the teacher was really cool, and he said, "All right, class dismissed," and he actually asked, one or two people to stand by and to help clean up the mess and to get the student over to the medical center, which is also called the binnacle on some ships, the doctor's office. And I think in another video, I think I'll go over some sea term nautical terms for you. I think that'll be interesting, and some maybe other random facts. But he dismissed class, and the class was supposed to go for like 45 minutes, and I actually had free time, so I actually went to the mess deck and I got a snack and a drink, and I just sat there and relaxed. And I'm like, wow, I actually have a breath here. I can actually sit and enjoy myself and actually walk around the ship and enjoy the somewhat good weather. And it was really cool. I just wish that they had scheduled the maintenance, watch, and classes better. Because one student actually suggested that, because it was a 3-month sea term, for the first month we just focus on maintenance. And then for the next month we focus on watch. And then for the next month we focus on classes. Because we had to sit for our license examinations. And I was like, that's so great, because you just focus on one area for each month. And we had 3 divisions on the ship. And each division can take a certain area for the entire month and then just rotate them out. But no, they shot that idea down, and then they had to do like watch twice a week, and then maintenance twice a week, and then classes 3 times a week. So our stress level was just up and down throughout the whole week. It wasn't just focused or streamlined on just one area, whether it be maintenance, watch, or classes, which I was really disappointed about. And it just made the trip that much more difficult. But I guess it taught you better in time management. But so moving on, now that I'm a licensed third assistant engineer, I definitely have lots of responsibilities that I'm accountable for on a ship. The least of which is the MSD system, which is the Marine Sanitary Device System. In other words, it's the sewage system. And I've had my fair share of cleaning toilets and cleaning out vacuum systems and cleaning out MSDs. And if the ship doesn't have an MSD, they have a CHT, which is collection, holding, and transfer tanks. So basically it just all discharges there, and then when we get ashore or have a bunker alongside, we just empty the tank to those to be reclamated shoreside. Um, but because that responsibility falls on the third engineer, they very lovingly giving me the nickname the Turd Engineer, which is a nice play on words there, but it's very accurate, and it reminds me of when I would sometimes annoy the mates with an Australian accent, because I know they call each other mates down there. So for a while, whenever I go to new and different ships, I would always say "G'day, mate," and it would get a rise or a reaction out of them, and I would just laugh. And most of them would laugh too. Some of them have actually given me dirty looks, like, "Is that supposed to be a joke or something?" But it's all in good fun. And also, when I started um, streaming or doing these videos, I actually had planned to do video game streaming. I actually have a few of them on my YouTube channel right now, but I put them to private right now because they are very primitive in their infantile stages, and I'm still learning software and editing and trying to better play these games, because I remember watching YouTube videos of other people playing games, and it's just so much fun. And then when other people discover you and get involved, it's a lot of fun. It almost feels like a community, and I wanted to be a part of that. But I'm still, like I said, learning the software behind all of it, and I'm hoping that I can get better with it. Maybe one of these days I can try and get into it, because I have been trying to upgrade all the hardware and software on my computer, so I'd be able to stream relatively simply, and also have the hardware to be able to handle the type of games that I wanted to play. Most of them were emulators. I really wanted to play Landstalker on the Sega Genesis. That was like one of my favorite games. It is a true hidden gem of the Sega Genesis. I only discovered it because of the Sega Channel. I wonder if how many of you out there remember that. But that was one of my favorite things in the world as a kid growing up. Every month they put new 40 or 50 games on the Sega Channel, and I would just wake up at like 4 in the morning and just run down to the TV and just turn it on and see what new games came on. And I just love Landstalker. I love Beyond Oasis. I love Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I loved Road Rash 3. I love Rocket Knight Adventures, Gunstar Heroes. The list goes on and on and on. So I hope I can get into that someday. And yeah, I think that will just about do it for this video. So thank you for joining me today. And I hope with these new lessons and corrections that this video went easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, well, thank you for joining me today, and as always, I appreciate any comments and feedback. I'm always looking to improve, and thank you for being here today. Have a good night.